Welcome to the Tactical Devils, your go-to for real football talk and proper tactical breakdowns with me and Stu Woolley. And tonight we have a big one. Manchester United have officially joined the race for Alexander Isak. Yes, that's Isak, the electric striker, lighting up the Premier League with 19 goals in 25 games so far this season. So could it be the answer to United's goal-scoring problems, or is it 125 million price tag just another Glazer era fantasy? So let's break it down and we will see you after the intro. Yes, welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight I have, as always, Stu Woolley, and we will talk Man United with you guys. I hope everybody has tuned in. I see we have 5, 6, 7 likes already, so smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Yes, Stu Woolley, my good friend, how your day been?
Hectic, really busy, but good at the same time. Got a lot done. Done a bit of traveling today, but I'm back.
Nice.
Ensconced in the office and ready to talk the greatest football club on the planet.
That's good. It's good. Yeah, we will talk a lot about Man United. I see people tuning in here already. We have Yale Malmin coming in the house and coming in and say, Isak, United can't afford 100 million player. You're probably right. And we have Danny B coming in straight away saying, hit that like button on the way in with the green and gold heart emojis. Yes, Glazes out. 14 people watching already. Share on Twitter, share on YouTube, share everywhere you can. Help us out. That's just the way it is, and YouTube works. So, Stu Woolley, our headline of the day is Isak, because I read today on Center Devils. Let me bring it up for you guys. We can have a short, quick, and we will also go through the preview for the Nottingham Forest game. That's tomorrow night. So
tomorrow night, yes.
Just bring up this one and we can share it for you guys to see. So Center Devils put this out for an hour ago. So it says Manchester United join race to sign Alexander Isak. And it is like this. Let's see. Let me just read it out for you, Stu. The Mirror. I don't know how reliable they are. They report that United are keeping a close eye on Alexander Isak. The Swede international has been in a sensational form, scoring 19 goals in 25 Premier League appearances. And he's also netted in the FA Cup and scored 3 times in the Carabao Cup, helping Newcastle. So Isak is a widespread praise. The media... they are fond of him, and because of his pace, his movement, and his finishing ability, makes him an ideal target for Man United. So the thing is, Arsenal and Liverpool are also admirers, and Newcastle have no interest in letting him leave in the summer. Obviously, he's their best striker, and he's under contract until 2028. And according to the Mirror, it would take an offer of potentially, hold tight, 125 million pounds to sign him. So, yes, Stu Woolley, I'm eager to hear your opinion on Isak.
Yeah, it's back to lazy journalism, isn't it? Nothing happening. Manchester United haven't played for days. Amorim's press conference today wasn't littered with talking points, was it really? If you listen to it, I listened to it when I was in the car. It wasn't really littered with talking points. A lot of the players are coming back. We know. Look, we should be in for a player of Isak's quality. Let's be clear about that. But we're just not in the ballpark for him. Not even financially, guys. Isak is never going to choose Manchester United over the champions elect, which is Liverpool. Potential Champions League with Newcastle themselves, and maybe runners up as the title Arsenal. And he would grace, I think, most Premier League clubs. I think he's a brilliant striker. I love his movement. I like his finishing ability. I like his aggression. I like his speed. Doesn't get booked a lot, but gets injured a lot, as we know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got the best injury record. Yola Mamin will be able to tell us about that. But for us to even be right now in the same breath as Isak just doesn't calculate. There's just no common sense line of logic which will lead you to Isak to Manchester United is, we're going to join any race. And, when somebody turns around and says, hold on, Manchester United are keeping tabs on a player, or we're about to make an offer, or we're preparing an offer, it's all absolute bollocks. It really is. It's just all sensationalism, which is this is great for some of your sensationalist channels, not us particularly, Jarvis, because we see through the fog that is this kind of rubbish. And
yes.
I'm loving what the devilish tacticos are saying. None of us are paying this any tiny bit of remotely attention, because
we can do a quick recap before you say the rest of your Carlos comes in and he say no chance. And Danny B with the same no chance we are getting Isak. And good question from Madhouse. Do we have 150 million? Maybe, if everything, all the stars align. But will we just splash them all at one player? Most likely not. And he also comes in and say Isak is a scouser. And Alien Tenno is not a big fan. No thanks to Isak. No. Yeah. So I think the Devilish Tacticos has spoken.
Oh, they've spoken. I mean, we know we can get Harry Kane. We know we can get Harry Kane, and we should get Harry Kane. We should be going balls out for Harry Kane in the summer. If you want a forward, people will say Gyökeres, people will say Osimhen. Yeah, absolutely. You take both of those, but we need experience and we need guaranteed goals. And Harry Kane guarantees you goals. He's going to want to come back to the Premier League, I think, to beat the Premier League goal scoring record. I think he probably wins the Bundesliga this season, and that in my opinion, he would be brilliant fit for us, an absolute brilliant fit for us. But he won't fit the narrative, I don't think, of a lot of the fan base. And I think they'll want Osimhen, or they'll want Gyökeres, or they'll want David on a free, or somebody like that. So I'm kind of looking at whatever we do, we either go young or we go experienced. You can't go in the middle with the striker at this point in time. You can't hit the middle lane. You've got to go defensive and hope he comes good, i.e. Gyökeres, because there's no guarantee he comes and scores 15 goals a season. Or you go Osimhen, who is likely to, or you go Kane, who will do. So those are your three options, potential, likely, will.
Yes.
And that's how you got to look at it.
Stu, Willie, talking about strikers, we've been, I think we can all agree we can put this Isak story in the bin.
That's done. Finished.
Straight away.
Finished.
Even if he wanted to go to Man United, we couldn't afford him. I think that's one of the biggest issues. We have too many holes to plug in Man United, too many things to fix. And we are not in that stage anymore when we can put, maybe if we win the lottery, the money ball,
Yes.
maybe, but I don't think so. So for me, no. But we have been linked to another striker who are similar to Isak, and it's this guy. I will try to pronounce his name right. Hugo Ekitike. Is that how you say it? Ekitike?
I would go with Ekitike. Yes. Hugo
Ekitike. Yeah.
Ekitike. Yes, that's what I would do.
Eintracht Frankfurt striker, 13 goals, 4 assists so far, 26 games, 3 in the Europa League. He looks quite good. I want to show, I don't know if you've done anything like research on this guy. He's quite tall, 189 centimeters.
He's,
That's 6
he's
foot 2.5.
22 years and unproven.
Yes, it's 22 years of age and
He's 22 years of
284
age.
days. So it's almost
Uh,
23 years of age.
Yeah, and
His
unproven.
contract expires 2029 and he's on 67K a week, euros. And I want you to have a look at this, because this is the most interesting part. If not, the browser is... No, the browser don't want to do this. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. There's the good part. Look at all this green versus all the forwards in the top 5 league. When it comes to shots in total, you have almost 4 shots a game. So it's in the top 95 percentile in the top 5 European leagues. Shot creating actions, 3.7 a game. So it's in the 98 percentile. And I would also highlight this: successful take-ons. He's a dribbler. 2 successful take-ons a game. He's in the 97 percentile of all the top 5 leagues. So he looks really good when it comes to his stats.
Look, I'm with you on that one, but he's only netted 13 times in the French league.
Yes.
How many games did we say he played?
Let's go up again. 26 games, so 13 goals.
Okay, yeah. So it's not the best strike rate in the world. It's not the worst strike rate in the world. Not for me.
His
not
XG
for me.
is 18.2.
Yeah, he's not.
And he scored 13 goals, so he's underperforming his XG.
Yeah. Plus, he's 22 years old. Is he any better than Højlund?
Yeah, that's the main question, I think.
You're just pushing almost like for like. We can't do that. Madhouse is right. We all know. I want Cunha as a 10, by the way, Madhouse. So I'd still like to add a striker. I'd like Cunha plus a striker, but not for me. Ekitike. Maybe in 3 years' time, he needs to develop better. We are in the situation now. As I said before, you've got to go with somebody who's likely to deliver, is going to deliver, or you're back to promise. Now, we don't know Gyökeres, and nobody knows this, by the way. Gyökeres can come from scoring 30 to 40 goals a season in Portugal to 20 goals a season in the Premier League. We don't know that. So there's your kind of potential. We know Wasserman is likely to net a minimum of 15 goals. You know, somebody like Harry Kane will guarantee you 15 goals.
But that's the main thing. That's the thing. Where can we get that special type of player?
That's what you're looking at. When we're looking at a striker, that's what you've got to consider. Potential, likely, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And we need to be shopping in the likely to guaranteed section. And we don't know Gyökeres can do it. As good as he has been for Sporting Lisbon, and as much as he's known, we don't know. We think, and I'm pretty sure Osherman is likely to hit the 15. It's you get from there. We should have had Kane 2 years ago before we went to Bayern Munich. He was never going to come to us because Levy was never going to do business with us. That obstacle's gone out the window. I know people don't want Kane, and I get it, but he guarantees us the goals that we need.
But I think that that ship has sailed when it comes to Harry Kane.
It probably has. It probably has. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we need to look elsewhere. The two big options is, as we have spoken about a lot of times,
got this season.
Jokenes and the Nigerian striker Osimhen. Yes.
Yeah. How many goals?
Question: Is he fast? He has pace. I think if you compare him, he is compatible with Omar Mamouche and Alexander Isak and Nicholas Jackson. Those are the top three similar players. Omar Mamouche, Isak, and Jackson. So I think both of them, all of them, is pacey players. So I would say yes, he is. And also when you look at his stats, his interception, that's the reading of the game, but it's also has to do with pace. It's about anticipating and winning the ball high up the pitch. So yeah, I think it's quite good. But I don't know. Do any of you guys in the Devilish Tacticos know the price tag for Eketiah?
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how much he's worth. But I would maybe look at Mbeumo from Brentford. I don't know what's he scored this season. 15 goals, maybe more. Guys, if you could tell me in the Devilish Tacticos, that would be ideal. Somebody like him, again, proven, even to an extent, Wissa. You're not brilliant, Wissa, but he knows what a goal is when the ball is delivered into that box, into that area.
Wissa is good, yeah. 15 goals, 5 assists on Mbeumo this season.
There you go. So he's likely, if not guaranteed, to get us 15 goals next season.
But I just want to show you this when you. We have Boumbaye in the house. Big up Boumbaye. I will let you in.
Big up.
In 2 seconds. This is Mbeumo's FB referables, his stats.
Yeah.
So his clearances, aerials 1. He's a hardworking guy. Progressive passes received. Yeah, Brentford, they don't want the ball. It's all about. Yeah. And one thing also, when you look at his XG, he should have scored 9 goals with the chances he have had so far, and he scored 15. So he's overperforming by a lot.
Brilliant striker. I like him, and he's playing in a hard-working Brentford team. Now, somebody like him, I'm not really sure the fan base would like him. He's not sexy enough, is he? He's not, he's not got that name, sexy
swagger.
Name. Yeah. Oh God, you get a striker from Brentford.
Yeah,
but they'll do the business for us, and this is what we're looking for now. We need likely to guaranteed. We can't go with potential anymore. No, it just can't work for us. Good to see you, Boumbaye. Thanks for joining.
Where are we? Good evening, gents.
Good evening, Boumbaye.
Yeah, good. Thanks for joining.
Jarvis Tacticos, thanks for having me, guys.
Yes. I was thinking it's Monday night, so I might as well send you the link, hoping that you would come on. So that's good.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Monday Night Football, and when I saw this Man United join race for Alexander Isak, I got excited. I got excited, but now that you say that, maybe we should be laughing. But
yeah,
we have just put that in the bin. It won't happen. 125 million, Boumbaye is the expected
That's what they
price.
Want.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot. No.
So yeah.
Until Manchester United went knocking, they had 140.
Man, we've scrapped dinner. We're not going to pay 125 million. We scrapped lunch.
Yes, the lads are quite happy with Mbeumo.
Yes, bring up the comments too.
Yeah, so the lads, we've got Rushmano's gifted 5.
Oh,
we'll do that in a sec. Let's just run through the comments. So Trevor Wade said, Mbeumo is a mid-table striker, could not to carry a top 14. We're not top 4 though. At this point in time, Trev, we are mid-table. So he kind of goes with that. Yeah, Mark Yalamain says in Buemo next to Dorga would be magic. I agree. Bombay, hey, my lord, Bombay, hey. You've been serenaded by Trev.
Good evening, Trev.
You have made it.
Big up yourself, man. Thank you.
Alien Tenno's gone. See you, Pete. Let's have a look. DJ Superfly guy, yes, and Buemo Mateta. We should get it for going for Premier League proven players. I agree with that. But we do have from Mr. Rashmano, the legend.
He
gets the blue. He gets the blue.
I can give you some special effects.
Can you? Yes. Oh my life! It's getting worse. Your special effects are what it. Just go with those. Just go with those.
Is Steven Spielberg joining us tonight?
I know. Yes. Rashmano, the absolute legends. Have you got them up, old friend? I haven't got them up.
I'm working on it. So here we go. Oh, my phone is up. We have new members. It's Mel.
Mel, yeah.
Mel Brooks. No, Mel.
Welcome.
We have MLK Mali Bongwe. Big up.
Nice.
We have Chris Koo. And Genius Desire. Nice name. Genius Desire. And Jack Fletcher.
Is that the Jack Fletcher though? Because I know he's playing at the minute, but if he's
the one and only Jack Fletcher.
The one and only Jack Fletcher. Yeah, Rosmano, absolute legend. Thank you for that, pal. That's superb.
Thank you.
And you've been. Oh dear. Cheapskate special effects. Dear me.
What do you mean? Look at this. Ooh. Where's the party? Where's the
party at? Yeah.
Monday Night Fever.
Yes, Monday Night Fever.
Here we go. Jamie Wayne's in the house. Good to see you, Jamie. Thanks for joining us. Yes, we've kind of agree with you on that one, old friend. Thank you for joining us. By the way, guys, 44 watching. I'm not quite sure how many is on Twitter and how many is on
we have 25. We are about 50 people watching right now. So
if you could like and share, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so every time you see Jarvis's well manicured face as opposed to my somewhat haggard face and Bombay's wonderful voice. You want to hear us, you want to see us, you want to listen to us, you want to get involved, hit that notifications bell. Please like and subscribe.
MUFC. I'm just retweeting here for you guys. And it would be nice if you can do me a favor, do us a favor, and yes, give us a quick retweet. I will post the link in the chat. So just press the link, go to Twitter, press retweet, come back here, and easy peasy Japanese. It's so easy to fix. So yes, we have one more striker that no one have talked about, and I think this is the most interesting because now we're talking. Now we're going down into what Jarvis would like, strikers that I haven't heard about. And this guy, it came out yesterday. I don't know. None of the big channels reported on it. Come on. Lagging. Okay. So this is the guy. Man United identifies 6'7" striker giant with low cost fee. That's tempting Radcliffe. And we are talking about Udinese's Lorenzo Luca. He's targeted for Manchester United and Jim Ratcliffe. So it says that Man United are reported to have dispatched scouts to make regular checks on the Italian man mountain Lorenzo Luca. And the low-cost asking price for the Udinese striker could yet be tempting Jim Ratcliffe. Let's see.
Of course it could.
He's been leading the way, 8 strikes from 39 appearances so far this season. So it's not very much, but 8 goals. 8 goals. And we are talking about a price tag reportedly about 35 million euros. 24 years old. and he has scored 12 times in 31 appearances so far this season.
What's that? 3 million a goal?
Yeah. So who are we talking about? Lorenzo Luca. So have anyone heard about this guy? Please tell me, because I don't know nothing about him.
No.
Stu,
6
what's
foot
your scout
7.
telling you?
Well, the problem is 6'7", and you got to look at the size, and so you've got to try and marry up attributes and size. So first and foremost, he's not going to be rapid over 10 yards. He'll have a quick stride, he'll have a long stride, and he'll be able to get up and down the pitch relatively quickly, but there'll be no real pace in there. So is he quicker than Højlund? Answer to that is 0. He won't be.
No.
What kind of striker is he? Is he a back-to-goal striker? Does he play on the last man? Does he wrestle a striker? What's his first touch like? People used to have a pop at Crouchy. Crouchy was 6.7 beanpole, but his first touch was very, very good. But he lacked finesse to Crouch. He couldn't bring players into the game. And so he was more of a try and get him behind or in between the two centre halves. So is he good in the air at 6'7"? Is he good in the air? Another question.
Let's have a look, Stu,
How agile is he?
FB ref, because, you know,
is another
I haven't
question.
seen this guy play, so we just have to go by stats. I know stats is something else, but let's just go for it. Lorenzo Luca, forward, 201 centimeters, 79 kilos, weekly wages, almost 9,000 K a week, euros. 10 goals in 29 games in Serie A. XG is expected 6.4, so he's overperformed his XG, so that's good. He's efficient. But his FP refs, it's was nothing.
This
good
is
to look at it.
all I've been speaking about is there in your face, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, where is the ability?
Aerials won and clearances.
Yeah. So maybe he's good in the air then. But he should be. He should be at 6'4" anyway. But we don't need him. He's not the profile of player we need.
No.
We don't require him.
It's only the price, you know. But if you compare him to other players, I see Jørgen Strand Larsen here, the Wolves striker.
But I don't. Strand Larsen, I don't think he's been particularly good at all this season. I saw him play against Ipswich. I thought he was ordinary.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it was worth a shout.
So
we checked, and he didn't pass. He didn't
James
pass the tactical
James
devil.
asked about Ratagi. Could you bring him up?
Ratagi.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look. How do you spell it? Ratagi. Where does he play?
Taigi.
Ah, zero hits.
Jamie, put in a bit more information, please, if you can, and then Jarvis will bring him up and we can talk about him.
Yes. No, it's the wrong way, Jamie. You have to spell it right for me to find him. But move on. So Boumbaye, we are done with the striker thing, and let's just move on to the real topic of the game. We have talked enough about strikers. I would say we are playing against Nottingham Forest tomorrow night. It's been a long international break. We are talking about 2 weeks, and I'm so happy that we are back to football. So how do you see the game tomorrow? What's your expectations, and are you excited to have football back?
Oh, very, very much so. It feels like we have not watched football in so long, this international break, and I'm really looking forward to the game. It's a hell of a test. You know, Nottingham Forest is a lively team. They're good defensively, good shape. They break really well. These are the things that we struggle against. A team that can defend deep. You know, we struggle to unlock. And we give the ball away and they break really quick. And I like all the players that they've got. They're hard-working players. You know, they're a team that's not afraid at the moment. They've got nothing to lose. They've exceeded expectations. So it's going to be a real test, this game. They're actually fun to watch. Nottingham Forest, they really are. Even Chris Wood, I think, is having a superb season. He's a lot quicker than he looks, Chris Wood, you know. He's doing his job.
But I think Chris Wood is injured. According to the latest report, he has a hip injury and he's not expected back until mid-April.
So who do they play? Is it the Nigerian guy, Oyewene? Big guy.
Chris Wood died.
Yeah.
Chris Wood got injured, didn't he? So it'd be whatever his name is, Oyewene. I think he played, didn't he, on Saturday. When did they play in the cup? Yesterday.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. And they went to extra time as well, didn't they?
Yes.
We can win this game. We can win this game. Be a great game, I think. Really looking forward to it. Good test. I want to see what Man United's looks like against Forest and City after a decent run. It feels like the atmosphere's changed ever so slightly at Manchester United for the better. Before the international break, we finished strong, good results. Got a few players back. So, yeah, you know, if we can score first, they come out, we're not a bad proposition. It's going to be a hard game because they are a good defense. Aina's really good. Their fullbacks are very, very strong. They've got Aina and they've got that other guy, South American guy. He's really tidy. And then they've got the that beast guy, meathead guy,
Anderson or
no, it's Milinkovic,
Milinkovic, isn't it? Yeah.
So that guy in the back, he can be got at him, but he's really good in the air. Hoyland, if Hoyland plays, he's got to play his part, man. He really has. His movement's got to be there. He's got to fight. He's got to stand up and win his battles if he plays. But yeah, you know, Forest are good, but I think it'll be a good game. But we can get something out of this one. Am I expecting it? Am I demanding it? No. I'm just going into every game rolling with it at the minute. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
So this is the expected lineup for tomorrow according to FootMob. You see here actually Elanga is the preferred striker for them. I don't know why. What's his name? Iwobi or Aboini?
No, Iwobi.
He's not.
I don't think they'll play with a solid single striker. They'll play with a front four. That's how Forest have been getting at teams. Hudson-Odoi doesn't necessarily play out left. He'll pop up right. You've got Gibbs White, he'll pop up right, he'll pop up left. Silva is quite a tricky little player. He's likely to run through the middle. You're going to see a nice... Do you remember, Jarvis, last season, I was always talking about a rotating front four. It's better than a rotating 2 or 3.
You mentioned that, yeah.
It gives two centre halves a real problem. Who do you pick up? And then you've got to look at your fullbacks as well. And one of the good things about Forest is Anderson is quite progressive. He sits quite deep, but he's quite progressive. And so is Dominguez. They're quite a progressive unit, and they go up as a unit and come back as a unit as well. It's the old pendulum effect that they work so very, very well. And we will have problems keeping them at bay. We had problems when they weren't so good. But here's the good thing about Forest. Forest probably only need 4 wins out of the last 10 remaining games. However long we've got, to guarantee Champions League football. They probably only need about 4 wins. Maybe a draw in there as well.
They are currently sitting in, if you look at the Premier League table, they're currently sitting in third with 54 points.
Yeah, I think they need, another 12 points. probably 15 max guarantees in Champions League football, but probably 12.
Yeah, I think we can say right away that the top 5 will get Champions League next season.
Unless you get
New-
kind of collapse. I
Newcastle
mean, you're
has
not going to see a collapse.
37 points. So
You could see a collapse from somebody, but I think Forest will look at it. If I was Forest, I'd look at it and say we need 4 wins at remaining games. I want to guarantee it. But I think what our problems is going to be movements from Gibbs White, Alanga, Hudson-Odoi and Silva. They are going to be very, very difficult to pin down. And I don't think you'll see one person play through the middle. I would see more of a rotating 4. Each will take their turn at some point and will pop up in the middle. And that, as I say, as a centre half, it's a bit of an issue because you don't know who to pick up. And that's the beauty of football, and he's got that ability to be able to do it. We don't. We don't have that ability. So it'll be interesting to see which team we play against them and how we stifle their midfield, because their midfield is going to be the key to their brilliance. And look, teams have gone there. City have gone there. Liverpool have gone there. Arsenal have gone there. They've all come back with either a point or fuck all. You don't go to Forest and win at this point in time, but we can. I agree with Bombay. We can. We can actually go there and stifle Forest if we slow the game down completely. Take the sting out of their front 4. Don't allow them in behind. Don't give them any space to run at us. Because if they run at us, they're very skillful as well. Don't forget, it's not just an ability of pace; it's an excellent ability with the ball and an understanding of what to do with the football as well. They've got that. Why this is why Chris Wood has scored, 18 goals or something this season. His best goal scoring season in many a year. Fortunately for us, he's injured, and we've got players coming back. So it'll be a massively difficult game. I like the keeper, Sells. I'm on record as saying I'd have Sells between the posts at United, and I would. And I know Jamie wants us to have a look at it. And I think it'll be a very, very difficult side. But it's not just about pace. It's their ability to do something with the ball at pace. Is going to be really hurt us tomorrow. So our starting 11, he's going to have to think about what he does. He's going to have to think about the positions that we take up off the ball or at transition. Because if we get transitioned middle third, then you've got a running race. You've got a sprint race.
That's the danger, yes.
And that is a massive danger for us. So he's got to make that decision on who he wants in there to combat any kind of foot race we're likely to get into. And we are likely to get into a foot race.
Would we will come to this, but it got me thinking, would you start Casemiro or Ugarte? Would you probably start Ugarte because of the recovery pace?
You'd have to start Ugarte because of recovery pace. I can't undervalue the issues we're likely to have. Because Bruno is not massively quick, as we all know. Ugarte is a bit quicker than Bruno, but he's not massively. Even if you put Mainu in there, there's no speed.
No.
So we'll
delve into this, but
what do you
just
think?
a quick question.
Do you think I'm right there, Bombay, or what do you think?
I think, you said we need to take the sting out of the game. I think so. We don't want to play a yo-yo game with this Nottingham Forest team. That's their bread and butter. They break fast, they go forward. And the danger with us, I think, is when you're not offering much going forward, the opposition gradually just gets a little bit more brazen and bold and goes for it. So hopefully we can recycle well, use the overloads with the fullbacks well, and just kill the game a little bit, and choose our moments, hopefully. I think it makes sense. I mean, Casemiro's done well. Ugarte does get around the pitch pretty well. It's a difficult one, this midfield.
It's tricky, isn't it? So I'm struggling with our midfield on this one.
Yeah, that's where I'm struggling.
There's an argument to say, we were talking about killing the game, Bombay. I'm going to absolutely lambast it here, by the way. Devilish Tactico is going to start throwing fire bombs at the screen. Because ideally, you'd be looking at Ericsson for control, wouldn't you? I'm talking control, ball playing, passing ability, vision, but we got no pace in there again with him. Our problem tomorrow is going to be that pace element and how we do it. Now, we know that Yoro's fit, don't we? But do we know if he's ready, Jarvis?
Lenny Yoro, I think he's ready. Yes, he said both Harry Maguire and Lenny Yoro is ready in the presser.
I think our picking of this team is going to be quite interesting. I really do, because I'm really quite. I just don't know. I don't really know what I would do.
No. Guys, before we go into the Man United team, I will just wrap up the Nottingham Forest thing and have my quick say. And I think I will just, as Wizard said, that's accurate points too, and it's what they can do, ball and pace, and I think they are. It's about speed and tempo when it comes to Nottingham Forest, and they will let us have the ball as much as possible. They don't care. And Nuno Espirito Santos, he knows how to play counter-attacking football with a strong defensive organized line and people who will work hard for 90 minutes or as long as it takes. So we are up for something, and we will have to try to break them down. Even they are at home, they will just give us the ball and say, okay, try to break us down. It's like a boxing game, when you go against that guy who never attacks, just waiting for you to open up, and then boom. So I think tomorrow we have to be patient when we play. I don't think we can try the hero ball, try to play on the break. I think we need to be precise. We can't be sloppy on the ball. And when you're trying to break down a so-called low block, they won't play in a low block. They will play in a mid block. But when we are over the halfway line, they will drop down and just wait. So there will be, in a way, a low block. So the only way we can play them out is tempo on the ball. You have to pass from one side to the other, try again, and don't take too many chances when you're high up the pitch, because we know that we usually have a rest defense of 3 guys and 1 DM, because Bruno will probably move higher up. So maybe we will see the big gap again. If they hit us on the break, on the counter, there will be just one guy, and that's probably Ugarte, who will cover all the width of the pitch from his point.
Yeah, he will. The interesting thing about a low block, Jarvis, is you've got to be, as you say, clever in a low block. And the best way to stifle a low block is to actually fight off the ball. Start pushing and pulling. Is it going to be a push and pull game, this is? Going to be a lot of pushing and a lot of pulling, because we need to pull them out of position. And so literally sometimes you have to drag your player with you. So you need him to come out of his segment. You might have to pull him with you. You might have to upset him, get on his nerves, pull his shirts, kick him. But you've got to drag him with you. You really have to do that. We don't do enough of that. We don't drag players around with us. We allow them to drag us. We don't drag them. So to really kind of expel a low block, you've got to be fighting off the ball. You've got to be pulling players back with you. So if you need to go into a segment, you need to pull somebody in, because you've got to make that extra space either in between or in behind. But you've got to do something to tempt them. We need some kind of lure, where a fisherman lures to grab a fish. We need to do exactly the same. And the only way to do it is to get in their face and start dragging them, physically dragging them around the pitch with you. And once you do that, and we get the goal, as Bombay says, then the game will open up. And that's when we will either take advantage of the game or we won't take advantage of the game. because we might not be good enough to take advantage of the game. And I think the reality needs to we need to understand the reality of that. That if the game does open up, we won't have the pace or the fitness to live with Tottenham. With Tottenham, what am I saying? Tottenham with Forest, because Forest are proven. This is no fluke. You don't remain third in the Premier League for 8 months. It's no fluke. 6 months, however long they've been there. It's no fluke. They are winning games of football, and they are winning games of football decent. However, they weren't great, were they, on Saturday?
No.
They looked a bit dishevelled. They looked a little bit off colour, off the pace. Now, teams can have that. Whether or not we can, keep them off colour, keep them, off pace, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But Bombier's right, in my opinion. We must score first. If we go behind, we are going to be climbing up an icy rock, and we're just going to keep slipping and slipping until we grab hold of it. So if you get a chance, this is where you need somebody like Cantona in the box. One chance, one goal, bang, the end.
But we have Højlund. We have Højlund, so don't fear, my friend. We have Højlund.
Well, he may come up with one chance, one goal. But that's, I don't know. That's the way I look at it. You've got to physically drag players out of their comfort zone. You want to take them to the depths of despair, and we won't do it by passing around at the back and passing it in front of them. The only way you're going to do it is by bulldozing your way through.
I think you are onto something, Stu, and I just want to show you guys this one. I always love to bring up the tactical board, and this is our team. How I predict we will start tomorrow. Lenny Yoro as the right wide centre back, Delict centrally, and Masraoui on the right. Bruno and Ugarte in the pivot. The only thing they could probably start Casemiro, but I don't think so, because as we spoke about the recovery pace, Dorgu will be on the left, Dallo will be on the right, Garnacho, Xerxes, and Højlund. So there's no surprises in this team. But I would say tomorrow, one of the key players that need to have a good game tomorrow is this guy, Josh Xerxes. Because he's extremely good on the ball. He's a dribbler and he's technical and all that. But he will be up against at least Dominguez, Gibbs-White, Elanga, Anderson. They will work hard and they will know that he will try to create something. And every time he's on the ball, they will swarm him. So the thing is, if he can thrive this game and get out of jail, get out of the tight spaces, I think we have a chance. But if not, if he has a sloppy game and continuing losing the ball over and over again, I think we will struggle. So for me, I think the key play for me tomorrow is Xerxes, because he could go both ways. I don't know, Boumbaye, what's your thoughts?
I'm in mourning, mate. Have you read these comments? What's this Bruno Madrid? What the hell? Is Jamie winding me up? What's going on there? Jamie and Wade.
I'm going to put your mind at ease.
Yeah, please do.
Me and Jarvis did a show on Thursday. Jarvis, Friday?
Yes.
Was it Friday or Thursday? I can't remember.
Friday.
And I raised the point about, and I raised this point in the summer, by the way, about taking 100 million for Bruno to alleviate our issues with finances, and would that enable us to do something sooner rather than later. Word on the street, Bombier, is that Talk Sport were watching the show and have decided to take our little take on Bruno, and have decided to publicise it. So it only came to light after Friday's Tactical Devils.
Yes.
Bombier. So
we're ahead of the curve.
We're ahead of the curve, but we were only surmising. We weren't suggesting. It was we were discussing the possibility, and obviously mainstream news watch us, and why wouldn't they? And have decided to jump on and twist it a little bit. But that's true. But you go back and listen to the show Friday. It's true. Honestly, we did. I raised it. Yeah.
Hey, man, you know what? These guys, they watch like we watch. But Trevor Wade is praying for me, and he's gonna spark a candle. So
Yes.
I don't think I'm gonna go and watch that Thursday show. I can't be hearing that, guys. Yeah, Josh Xerxes tomorrow. I mean, I kind of fell for Josh Xerxes pretty much when I saw him. I really like him. Got very good feet. This player. Um, I'm I'm torn because in my mind, maybe the guys in the comments, you guys too. I want to attack, and I'm struggling with the midfield because I've got visions of them coming at us in breaking in waves with men over at speed. So I'm cautious. In my mind, I'm thinking Casemiro has played well, and surprisingly, I'm not saying he's a ball carrier, but Bruno wouldn't be charged with exclusive duties you have to create today. Casemiro can do a bit of that. The problem with Hoyland is I don't see any ability in the air whatsoever. I haven't seen anything from Hoyland in the air since he got here, which really is a downer for me, considering the size of the man. So that's a problem. Seldom can we cross a ball and find anyone in there. Now, if they are deep and we are playing on the periphery, Casemiro has a knack of coming up with the goods in the air. So he is, to me, it is an option to start on both.
Yeah. In the pivot.
Yes, in the pivot, and you can always change that. You can always change that. You can take Casemiro off or Ugarte. We'll see how they play, and you can push Bruno back. But then, if you do that, so Casemiro, Bruno, yeah, who are we sacrificing? That's the thing.
It has to be Xerxes then.
I don't know. Is it
Well,
Xerxes or is it Hoyland?
Hold your thoughts there, guys, because Jarl and Amin suggested, and I'll just bring up the. I would not be surprised if Mount starts for either Xerxes or Garnacho.
Ooh.
Because he was on the bench, wasn't he, last time out? So he's fit. He's feeling better, apparently. That's what. I mean, what the fuck does feeling better mean? God only knows. But I mean, Jesus, you all right, Mason? Do you want a little cup of cocoa before you go out and play? Fuck off. Get on with it.
Is he back?
He was on the bench last time out, Bombay. So whether he went and walk into the bench, he had a bit of an issue, a bit of a relapse. I don't know, but he wants to sort himself out. Is what he does. Can I just tell you quickly, briefly, why I would have Ugarte in there over Casemiro? And I actually take the Casemiro point, by the way. We're going to need somebody to absolutely wallop Hudson-Odoi or Morgan Gibbs-White. Someone's going to have to stick a reducer on him. You need that. And Bombay Italia is an attacking midfielder. If he's taking over the game, he's going to be looking over his shoulder and expecting a reducer at some point during the game. Because you've got to stop it. You have to stop the playmaker. And we know that between Hudson-Odoi, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Silva, who's quite a cute player, they've got three of them. We don't have three playmakers within our side. They do. So you've got to eradicate one, maybe two. And that's why I would go with Ugarte to put a reducer on one of them.
You wouldn't play Ugarte. Is that out of the question, do you think, Ugarte and Casemiro?
No, it's not out of the question, because actually I think you're absolutely 100% right. Casemiro is very good in the air, and when he puts his mind to it, he can strike a ball sweetly and score a really good goal. And it could well be that he gets up and pops one in with his noggin, or he puts one in from 25 yards, which he's done before. But I worry about his tackle timing at the minute, Bombay. If he's going to go in for a 50-50, I think Ugarte is probably better suited. And then you've got to remove either Xerxes or Garnacho out of that equation, haven't you? Because we don't have Ahmad.
Bruno will play.
because Bruno will play.
Yeah.
So you've got to. But I like Jarvis's take on Xerxes, and I think Xerxes is our important player alongside Agate for those reasons. Agate to disrupt, and he's got to disrupt. None of this dicking about. You've got to go in there at the City ground, under the lights, on their own turf, and disrupt Gibbs White and Hudson Boyd.
We've got to take some risks in this game.
You've got to. You've got to. You've got to.
I don't think if Bruno's playing in there, I like Xerxes in there with Bruno, and I like Bruno in there with Xerxes. They're ball players. I think they will complement each other. It gets a little bit desperate and Hollywood if Bruno's in there with nobody next to him, and it's just Højlund sort of thing. So I kind of try and avoid that. But Agate needs to push forward. That's the risk I'm talking about. To allow people like Xerxes to get in them. I don't want to play the game just in front of us and they're just there on their mid to low block.
Yeah, correct.
So we have to get in and amongst that crowd there. That's the struggle sometimes. They're good when they do that mid to low block thing. It's the first part of lull you in to hit you, I think.
Told you people watch this show.
Yeah, so
sorry guys, I'm joking.
So we're gonna have to. Kane updates that we linked him now. Listen, I think people are watching, so say what you want to happen, or disinform. Maybe we'll get a good result.
Yes, you're right actually about Xerxes. It's a really astute point that Bombay. We want him playing in front of their back four Xerxes. We want him in between their defensive. We need him in between Dominguez and their back four. And we want him finding the little passes, don't we? The little slide passes for Højlund to get onto if Højlund makes his run. Where I think we may have issues, and I mentioned this on Friday, Bombay, and I don't know what your thoughts are actually. In fact, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I think we're seeing a different type of Garnacho at the moment with less potency, a better defensive aspect to his game, and a better all-round game slightly. But I think we're losing his potency now because he's crossing more and shooting less. I don't think that's going to help Højlund in the long term, and Xerxes either.
No.
I think Garnacho's game has improved because the Garnacho of old was he just gets his head down. He's not seeing the options. He's not making the right decisions. So if we've compromised his cutting inside and going for a goal and that kind of thing, which is not a bad thing. But at the end of the day, we need if it's not yielding anything and it's wasteful, it's detrimental. So the improvement of the game is know when to do that and know when there is a good option for you to take. You have to contribute to the collective. And if you make the right decision, it's as good as a goal. And you'll get the credit,
Absolutely.
and the team will get the glory. So I do hear what you're saying, and his work rate going backwards has improved. Part of me thinks maybe the penny is dropping. It's not going to be perfect overnight. You'll still see some frustrating things because that's the nature of Garnacho. But one thing that I'd have always liked about him is he's not the strongest. He can get out muscled. But he's not a player that's deterred. I like the courage he plays with. He will just keep going for it and trying and trying and trying. And that is a really good quality to have. Some players, it's not going your way. They stop doing that. The confidence goes a little bit. He doesn't suffer with that. So no, I agree. I have quietly observing the improvements in Garnacho's brain and the decisions that he's making. So it's not a bad thing. Let's hope we have a good ratio of decisions and shots from him. But he's an important player for us. If we haven't got many players, we haven't got a replacement. It's all on these guys. And I'm glad he didn't go now that I'm sat here.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
this Kane crap up so we can have a laugh. Go on then, Jarvis. Yell him on
Uh,
me.
yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. I can bring up. You can read it out, Stu. It's from Kevin Hatchard.
Oh, Karen Hatchard. No,
Yeah.
he's actually, to be fair, he's
Talk sports or
yeah. I told you to talk watching it. Don't know by you. Actually, he's got a bit of credibility, Hatchard. He's not the world's worst. I'm really sceptical about these persistent stories linking Harry Kane with a move back to the Premier League. He's settled in Germany, he's learning German, and is at a club where he's guaranteed starter and can challenge for trophies. I think people overestimate the PL record. And then he goes on to say, well, looks at why uproot his family. Again, just to chase that record that Haaland will probably knock off in a few years anyway. I think Haaland's gone in 2 years, to be honest. I think Haaland's trying to engineer a move out. Apparently he's got a ankle injury now, hasn't he, Haaland?
yeah, end of middle of May, I think, or a lot of
Out for the season. I think they're hoping to get him back for the World Cup Cup, aren't they? So that'll be interesting. But Kevin Hatchard, I think he's quite well respected.
Mm-hmm. So apparently Harry Kane's not coming back to the Premier League then. Yeah, we can't afford him anyway, so it doesn't matter for us. No. But interesting debate on the Garnacho thing, and if you look here, Stu,
Yeah,
I heard some stats today about Garnacho's defending, and when he defends from the right with his right foot, no, with his right foot, he defends much better. He has a higher defend rate, higher win rate in duels on the right, and I think it has to do with his angle, his body angle, how he comes into, and he leads the opposition into the crowded area, not on the outside. So I think it's much more natural. It's easier for him to defend in this way. Um, uh, Compared to the other side where it will be the other way around. If you defend this way on the other side, you just lead the guy on the outside, so it's easier. So
I mean, when you put him back to their jobs, if you just draw a line from the centre circle down to the byline there, yeah, just pretty much all the way from the centre circle.
Oh, okay.
That's your no, not from the spot, just the edge of the circle.
Okay, yeah. Do you like this?
Okay, so that's his optimum defensive area. That's his default. Should be his default setting, left to right. So when he's backed up, he should be able to go left or right. And that's his default setting. And then you've got Dalot, and then you've got Mazzari to overcover it if they're getting behind him. The first line of defence is there. It's that segment, left to right, and that's how we should do it. And you set up quite nicely there with Bruno or with Agate, and you are defending quite easy. You could bring De Ligt across if necessary. That's if they're piling over. But yeah, he doesn't need to go any further across than the edge of the D. And we're nicely set up there.
Yeah.
I've noticed Garnacho is better in that position than he has been in a long time. And I tend to agree with you. I think being right-footed, right-sided, he's much better suited. And I think it's an all-round better area for him to play.
Yeah. And another thing, I think it was Statman Dave who talked about it. When Bruno hits the ball to Garnacho, he has a much better first touch receiving the ball with his right foot in this area, because he had higher percentage of worse first touches on the left, because he has to receive with his left to take it in his run. So I think Garnacho on the right is working at so many levels. So I'm so happy to see Garnacho actually doing really well. And I think the question is, are we going to keep him? And what is going to happen with Ahmad? Is Ahmad not playing in the 10, or are we playing Ahmad in the right wing back? Or could actually Ahmad and Garnacho play together? Because they both tend to go wide when they are attacking. So I don't see it as a good combination.
I'll let you tackle that one, on me. Sorry,
Just
mate.
have you got the can you put the team up?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
just
just
let
talking
me
about
visualize it, man.
Garnacho and let's say if it's Ahmad on the right wing back. Do you think they could be a compatible team duo?
If you think Mazraoui, Ahmad, Garnacho, it's nice trio.
But
I
they
wouldn't
both
mind.
tend to go into this pocket, and when they receive the ball, Ahmad likes to go here, and
Well,
Garnacho probably like to go here.
well, Jarvis, you're right at the moment, but we've never tried that.
Yeah,
And two young boys, technical, doing well. You know,
yeah, it
didn't you
worked
like
well
to play with
with
certain
Antony
guys
actually.
and
So
look for certain guys on the pitch, things like that? Link up play with certain guys on the pitch. So it's exciting. Two young, talented guys doing all right, playing for Man United. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I always said I'd want to see Holland and Xerxes play on the same pitch together. I think it can be effective. It can work.
yeah,
Starting to see it. It's developing. So I think Ahmad has played well at wing back. I haven't really any issue.
no,
Um, and I think Ahmad is dangerous in the wing back position. He looks after the ball really well. He gives you the width that you want. He works hard. He's a team player. But that wing back system, I'm excited. If this starts to work and function how I think it can function, I've been seeing since the Arsenal game, the second or third game in to his tenure.
mm,
If we have guys like Martinez that can pick passes, these runs from the fullbacks are very difficult to pick up.
yeah,
Effectively, the defender has to be switched on, Jarvis, whilst our defenders got the ball. So this is a really impressive thing. I've seen Dalot be in quite a few times from Martinez passes. You saw Ahmad a few times. Man City is notable. Martinez pass, right? From defense, one ball into a space, you have guys that know how to curve a run and attack that space.
mm,
That's a really good thing to force the opposition to be switched on at that stage. You don't have to take the option, but it's there. So it would be interesting. And like, Stu mentioned, and I think everybody agrees in the comments and stuff, Garnacho is, I think, overall, yeah, there is, it's taken away a little bit from, you can call it potency, but it's frustration at times. I do understand the point. But overall, we want him to mature as a player. I
yeah,
want you to make the right decisions. I want you to be mature about the game and not see the glory, see the pass, see the right thing to do, get a better picture of the game instead of head down. So his work rate is good. They may even be able to interchange. So at this point, man, these kind of things that you put forward are exciting to somebody like me.
mm,
Because
mm,
what one thing that I do like and I do appreciate about this team, um, it's not perfect, but we're signing a lot of young players. Some of these players are developing. Ahmad was at Sunderland not long ago, had a wonderful season. Comes into the United team. He's got to stay. We love him. He earned his stripes and he's made a fan of a lot of us.
mm.
Garnacho's improving. Lenny Oro's coming into it. You've been impressed by him a few games. Heaven, he's impressed you. He's impressed us all.
Yeah,
Young boy Toby Collier, he's not done himself any harm. Really young team. So mileage in our team, lots of mileage. Liverpool, to getting on. Got to replace a Van Dijk. Got to find a Salah replacement. Got to find a Jota replacement.
mm,
Do you know what I mean? City, look at the season they're having. De Bruyne's old. Gundogan's old. You know.
Oh, they're all gone
Uh,
in the summer, aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah. Bernardo's getting on now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, we don't have that problem. Our problem is we need to get there. But most of these players, man, have got longevity in them. Go
Mm,
through them. Martinez is young. De Ligt. Yoro, Ugarte, 23, 24, Mainu, Garnacho, Ahmad, Hoyland, Xerxes. What the hell? I'm naming first team starters here.
Yeah.
Average age of like 23. Dorgu.
Yeah, right.
So I like these things. There's
Got
no
your
reason
layout,
why
well, haven't we?
no reason why we can't explore these options. And I think, I'd like to see it. Let's put it that way. I don't know if it'd work, but I'd
So
definitely like to see it.
I think it can work. Can you, if you put it up again, Jarvis? The best way to make it work, and Bombay, you're absolutely
The tactical
100%.
board. Yeah.
Yeah, you're spot on. If you put Garnacho in between Williams and Murillo, and then put Dallo, no, I didn't. Put Dallo in line with Anderson, but right at the foot by the throw-in line. So if you push those two players there, that's how it can work.
Say again. Sorry.
So Garnacho in between Murillo and Williams.
Yeah.
And then Dallo just on a bit further back. That's it there. I draw a big circle which surrounds Anderson, Murillo. Yeah. All you do, you just rotate the two. And it would be a nightmare for defenders, a complete nightmare. 1 minute you've got Garnacho attacking you in that position, and Dallo and Ahmad holding station. The ball comes out to Ahmad. Ahmad's got brilliant crossing ability, so he's got a great crossing ability there. Switch them round, you've got exactly the same potency. You've not lost.
Sorry, you've also got a left foot and a right foot.
Yes. I was just coming on to that, but you're absolutely right.
Sorry, man.
No, you're absolutely right. And so the point of that is, and the reason I've asked you to run that circle is because you mentioned the crossover point of Ahmad and Garnacho. They operate in that circle. So whenever Garnacho's operating where Dallo is at this point in time, but he's operating within that parameter. So that's where Garnacho's operating. He's operating that parameter.
Yeah.
But we've got a deep lying crosser. We've got a more intermediate crosser. We've got two strikes of the ball because Dallo could head towards Anderson, or Ahmad could head towards Anderson and strike it into the far end. We've got a variety of options that we don't have right now. I think it would be an absolutely brilliant thing to choose to try.
Yeah. Just do one more thing, Jarvis. Remove Hoyland.
Yeah.
And just put Isak in there for us.
Oh, nobody wanted Isak. Nobody wanted Isak. Put Harry Kane in there.
Isak or Kane. No.
But ultimately, you got that. But what you'd have to do, Jarvis, is you'd have to replicate it onto the left-hand side as well. You'd have to find.
I think the left-hand side is much more is easier because Dorgu is the withholder and Xerxes is the creator.
He is, but he's not as in the box as a Garnacho and Ahmad would be.
No, he arrives late. That's the thing.
Too late, yeah.
He arrives late. He's ready. He's open for the cutback, but
see Dorgu. The difference between Garnacho and Ahmad is Dorgu plays from Anya to the byline. That's his area. So he plays from Anya when he's in the attacking third. He'll play from Anya to the byline. So if you push him right above Anya, if you bring Dorgu in right above Anya, and then draw an arrow from there to the byline, that's where he plays. Yeah. And that's so we'll either cut in diagonal to get in across, and he'll always try and get the cut back in. So we want Xerxes slightly higher up where he isn't currently, but that's Dorgu's optimum attacking sector.
Yeah.
Brilliant though. Totally different. There's two different sides, isn't there?
Yes, it is. But we do this when we talked about the Amorim way of football. It's all about. It's all about one side that want to just cross, and the other side with more creative type of wingers on the wing back position. But I think Amorim has solved this brilliantly by utilizing Garnacho in this way on the right. So he actually got what he needs now,
Mm.
and I think it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Jamie, we've started your question, mate. By the way, just so he knows.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, we will answer that question in a while.
Yeah, I've started your question, Jamie.
I want to go back to the tactical board, and I just want to explain one more thing that I've been seeing now. We touched upon it the last show, and our build up into attack, and what I see now is the pattern, and the pattern is always Xerxes dropping down in this area here, receiving the ball. Ugarte and Bruno is going into a diamond shape. Either Bruno is the deepest or Ugarte is the deepest, but they interchange. But anyhow, how they do it, Bruno always end up in this area. If he starts deep, he passes his ball and moves up here, and then he can pass either right wide or left wide, and that's what he usually do. Try to hit the channels, the outside channels. So I like the pivot type of thing that we are doing. Bruno Xerxes dropping down to receive the ball. Dorgu always up and down on one side. On the other side, you see Garnacho going from inside to out, and Dallo on the other from the outside in. So the interchange position, and I really like how they solve it. So, and Højlund now he has more space because of this, so he can drop down or go in behind. So we are actually doing a lot of things right, and we're starting to see Amorim's signature in this team. So I'm quite happy with what I'm seeing right now. Noradin, are you back?
He's not happy. Yes, Dino, big up Ben as well.
I know we don't have enough data, but let's if we go with the last 2 or 3 games, I see a pattern.
No, there is a pattern, but I think Maguire coming back, I genuinely do think it's going to be difficult because we won't be able to step up. We won't be more aggressive in the times where the centre halves need to get up the pitch and squeeze the play. I genuinely think that. Casemiro playing a more of a deep lining playmaker. It's been interesting. I just can't think we can babysit 2 players. But saying that about tomorrow, Gibbs White looks like he's out and Wood is out.
That's handy.
Gibbs White got injured during extra time, apparently, against Brighton. So he's in doubt for the game.
Ooh, handy.
Yeah, so that's what it says. It's just saying Nottingham Forest Morgan Gibbs White is in doubt due to injury he suffered during extra time of their FA Cup quarter-final against Brighton. Chris Wood's already out. He picked up a sustained
for a bit, isn't he? Yeah,
a head problem. He sustained against for New Zealand when he played for New Zealand. So Gibbs White for me is their best player. He is by far their best player. I know Woods is important up the pitch, but Gibbs White is what makes them tick. He's the player they find in midfield to give him the ball and then accelerate.
Yeah, he's a link up.
Yeah, he's not just that, but he's also a goal scorer. But the runs that players make, the rhythm they play in, Anderson wins the ball back, Gibbs White gets it. And yeah, I mean, I rate Anderson. It's been an absolute amazing.
He's been brilliant, Antony. Yeah.
He was at Newcastle, wasn't he?
Yeah, the most physical player, dominantly physical player in the Premier League this season for me, so far.
He's been great. Yeah, he's been
Every
brilliant.
game where I watched him, he's just been incredible. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, there are. I mean, in the press conference today, Amorim was saying, everybody's feeling good. He did put the caveat out there that he did say, depending on the results, innit? And by the way, big up to our youth team. They just lost on penalties, unfortunately.
Yeah, unlucky. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they could have won, but to be fair, Villa are defensively very well organized. Drilled. Very well organized. So, they huffed and puffed. But I was out. I caught some of it, and then I went out, and then I came back in. So,
I caught the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, I caught a bit of it, and then I was just, I had to go and do a couple of things. But yeah, I just saw your you sent me the link, Jarvis. But big up to you. It's going to be very interesting to see the test. The next 3 Premier League games are huge tests. City almost back. City actually showed me something yesterday that I didn't think they had in them yesterday, the physicality. And Bournemouth, bless them, they've run out of physicality. Bournemouth have run out of physicality. They've run out of, like, all their juice is gone. The players are too worried. They're just, they're
Semenyo
drained.
was
Yeah,
awful.
he burned them out. Because that level of Areola, to play in that system of Areola, you have to be physical. It's so physically demanding. And I think they've just run out of juice. But City yesterday matched them physically, and City looked stronger physically. And I've not seen that since their collapse. And actually, it was the game at Bournemouth where they collapsed, this season. So
it was. It's
going to be very interesting derby.
So I just want to go back to Elliot Anderson. I see Batham has a lot of good football knowledge. He knows his stuff. So he comes in and say Elliot Anderson is head and shoulders the best player to me. So and it just made me a little bit curious, and I wanted to look at his stats. So 6 assists and 1 goal this season in 28 games. But if you look at his FB refs, it's quite astonishing. He's green all over the place, and he's actually quite a dribbler. He's in the 97th percentile
ball
on
carrier,
takedowns and 81st percentile in progressive carries. So he's actually doing really well.
Good passes as well. Can pass the ball.
Yes. Pass completion is 78.7, so he takes a lot of chances.
He doesn't pass sideways. You won't accuse him of passing sideways. He likes to punch it through to the players. But Gibbs White, for me, honestly, next level of creativity, man.
Oh,
he's been brilliant.
He's been brilliant.
Yeah. But how Anderson, this guy doesn't play for England, I don't know. This guy, I'm not gonna lie to you. Defensively, this guy would offer more to England than Rice will do. There you go. That's a hot take for you.
Wharton's ahead of him, isn't he? Wharton Palace is ahead of him, isn't he?
That is a hot take. I think physically he's the most dominant physical player in the league.
Looks really good.
But for an English player, he's the most physically dominant.
Most similar player is Ryan Christie at Bournemouth.
But he is a bit more defensive. In this system of Nuno, he's a bit more defensive in that middle. He's a bit more
Ndidi as well.
Yeah. Ndidi, yes.
Not bad if you compare to Ndidi. You're doing something right.
Anderson and Wharton in the midfield of the under 21s.
Big up Mumbai, Eid Mubarak. I tried to ring you. Your phone, there was no coverage on your phone. Where were you? Were you somewhere in a dungeon?
Nah, Bombay is a mute. He's not here.
Okay, well, hopefully he's here. But yeah, I tried to call him today. But,
I was in the company of Sir Jim. He didn't give me lunch. He didn't give me lunch, bro. He won't let me. He kept me fasting.
Your phone didn't even go through. I tried to call you.
Sorry, bro.
So good. It wasn't picking up. Maybe it's me. I was in the garden center, so maybe. No coverage.
Yeah, nice one, bro. Likewise, Eid Mubarak to you and to everybody, and big up everybody that's ending Lent as well.
Yeah, big up everybody's ending and happy Easter to everybody.
Yes.
Some of the Easter starting next week, innit? Easter holidays.
April Fool's Day tomorrow.
Maybe we're also resurrected this Easter. Let's see. Starting tomorrow.
Yeah, let's hope. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be a tough game. I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be an easy game. City game won't be easy. Newcastle will be a tough game. The only things that Gibbs White and Woods being out, that gives us a chance. That takes their creative attacking force out. And they played 104, they played extra time but they don't, off the ball for me, Nottingham Forest are where they are.
Yeah,
they're good, man.
I got a question from Boumbaye, and we can go quick around the panel. Harry Maguire, Noradin, you mentioned him, and my question is, don't you think that Amorim actually prefer Maguire? He played a lot of games under.
Yeah. And that's the bit I don't understand. Do
you think he will go right back into the team?
That's the bit I don't understand. I don't think he should. I think Euro should come in on the left-hand side. I think he should keep it to De Ligt, Euro. The only thing that tomorrow he might think that Milasevic obviously scored the header from a corner. He might bring him for the aerial, but Woods not playing. And are we going to just put on a player to defend set pieces? For me, Yoro will go back in and do the job that he was doing before he got injured. Yoro, I thought, was one that was finding his feet, finding his form before he got injured. And I think he can continue that momentum. And I would play De Ligt in the middle and then Masraoui out wide. That's who I would play, me personally. But Maguire, he might think, oh, it's a high, I think it's Milankovic. I think he's the only tall guy. Woods is not playing, so who else is big? They've got
Milenkovic, I think.
Milenkovic. What's the striker called? The other striker, Inweni.
He's powerful though, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think De Ligt could deal with him, but I think we need to squeeze the play because they're gonna just do the low block and transition on and set the traps. They've got a couple of triggers. They press you as soon as you get past the halfway line. They put a certain press on, and then the wingers go. Usually, Gibbs White gets on the ball, and he's so good at, or even their centre half, Murillo. He just do the diagonals. I mean, they've got two willing runners, Hudson-Odoi and Antony Elanga.
But I'm a United. I don't think Maguire comes in. I think Yoro comes in. I don't think he plays Maguire. I think he starts with Yoro. I think we need a bit of pace. We need a bit of pace at the back. So I think he'll go with Yoro. That would be my choice.
Do we know the traveling squad, or is there any rumors out?
No, we just know that the squad that we had for the Leicester game plus Yoro and Maguire.
Yeah.
Mount was on the bench, so Mount will still be on the bench. Luke Shaw is not involved in it. He's still got to do some work, he said. That's what he said in today's presser.
Yeah, I heard that. Made me laugh, that did.
Yeah. But yeah. But actually now, it might be out now. The second part of the presser should be out now. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can find some.
Yeah, I see there's some quotes coming out now.
Just having a look now, yeah.
So about Bruno Fernandes to Real Madrid rumors saying it's not going to happen, blah blah blah.
You like that, Dino? Only the best will do for Uncle Bruno.
You heard it here first. Thank you, Jarvis.
I beg you, Jarvis. I beg you to show Bombay in my tweet.
We can bring this one first, and I will find your tweet. Ruben Amorim asked about links between Bruno Fernandes and Real Madrid, so it's not going to happen. That is a challenge. I want Bruno here because maybe in the lowest moment of our season, he's our best player. I probably is going to say, and we want to win the Premier League again. So we want our best players to continue with us. So we rate Bruno highly.
Yeah, this is what he told. I think might be to a Portuguese. To Portuguese.
By the time we win the Premier League again, Bruno probably won't be with us. Kind of worth noting that.
Yeah, Bruno, for me, I don't know where he would be. Like, I'm just saying, if that happened, I would have bite your hand off. I would bit the hand off. I knew it was laughable. If you call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, it's the Bruno stand. It's the Bruno lovers who put this concoction of just this together and come up. For me, when a rumor is 90 million, they even know the figure. I'm like, what's the last time Real Madrid played 90 million for a player who's over 30? They learned their lesson from Hazard going there. Hazard breaking down physically after he went there. So the idea that to me just seems like some sort of delusion, concoction of some plan that to make United fans scared of losing Bruno. I will be so happy for him to go for that 90 million. Are you taking the biscuit? No, well, 31-year-old. 90 million for a 31-year-old.
We said on Friday, though, 100 million, didn't we? Saudi Arabia came in for him. And then all of a sudden, the story breaks on Saturday. So people are watching us. Well, people are watching us.
So, this is your tweet, Nordin. You called it right away. Bruno BS, his PR is laughable. 90 million to Madrid. Don't make me laugh. Any of you believe this? Yeah.
Nothing's happened, has it, since the international break? Manchester United got to be in the news.
I don't want to believe it.
No. You don't want to. You're in denial. But Boomba, I didn't get your take on Maguire. Do you think he can go straight into this team, starting 11?
I like Harry Maguire. I like Harry Maguire. I think he's done really good for us. You know, we went from on the cusp of get rid of him. He's awful. He's this. He's that. And he saved our asses last year. And when he's played this year, man, he's had his fair share of good performances. There are certain things about Maguire. When he has a good game, he can have a good game. But Maguire has always had a problem for me of hanging onto the ball and slowing the play down a little bit too much at the back. I want him to move it quicker. He seems to get the ball, look up, you know, I'm Alexander Pirlo. No, just give it quickly. Move the ball. Problem with Maguire, bro, is it's logical, isn't it? He is a cumbersome guy. Positional sense, usually Maguire can have good games. Back three is Maguire's bread and butter. For England, you've seen it. He's done all right for us. He's not bad. What he gives you is leadership, Maguire. He's experienced, you know. He's been through a lot of shit. Lenny Yoro is playing well. I like the qualities of Lenny Yoro. De Ligt, Mazraoui's really good back there. I've enjoyed him. It's, you know, I'm neither here nor there with it, to be honest with you. Sometimes you need a guy, you know, with some leadership skills. He's good in the air. He's had games where he's cleared everything, Maguire. But then you look at Lenny Yoro, you know, he's building it. He's cultivating it. We saw against Leicester, you know, he had a bad game. He was roasted badly by that young, fast left winger of theirs. You know, dusted himself down. He's done all right. So I'm going to leave that to Ruben Amorim, Jarvis, to be honest with you, man. If Maguire starts, I've got no issues. If Yoro starts, I've got no issues. I also don't know. They are in the squad, how fit they are, what the levels are. That always comes into play. We've got a lot of games now. A lot of games we got, you know, so he's got to be careful. We can't afford any more injuries at this stage. We need to be getting players back for the big finale. We got 9 games left in the league, and you got your 2 European ties in between this next 3 games. It's a lot of football to play. So I'm not privy to those levels. I have to leave that to the guy. But I'm happy with everybody to, you know, play their part at this point, man.
Yeah. Personally, I think Maguire will start on the bench. I don't see any reason for Amorim to start him, especially when Woods is injured. If Wood was starting, I would think that Maguire would start, but not as long as Wood is out. I think it's more important to block those crosses, stop those crosses into the box. I think we can actually double up on each side and just stop them defensively. And I don't know what Amorim is going to do. Maybe he will just sit back for 60 minutes and just give the initiative to Nottingham Forest. They're at home, so in a way he could do them dirty and just sit back and be comfortable in a 5-4-1 formation and just wait. I don't know. Do you think he will go for it, or is he?
He's got to go for it. We haven't got the pace to quash. Just say hypothetically, Gibbs White plays and he passes a late fitness test tomorrow. We just won't have the pace. You've got to have some kind of pace in the back. If you soak it up, it's like a boxer. If you soak it up, it just takes one weak punch. And it's going to put you down if you've been soaking up pressure. We've proven we can't hold out. We've got to attack them. And with regards to Anderson, the best way to stop him is to face him up. Face him up. Bring him onto you. Face him up. Make him do something. But I agree with the consensus about him. He's a fabulous talent. He really is.
The thing that I would say is that one thing that when I was doing my research for the preview today, I didn't need to do a preview. I went to do a video and it went to live. I don't know why, honestly. That shows you. But anyway, I went to do a video and it was live. But the funny thing is that when I did the bit of the research, I found out that if they score the first goal, the game's locked. You're not beating them. You get a draw, maybe, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
if you score first, then the game's different because then they have to completely change the way they play to get back into the game. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But we cannot concede the first goal tomorrow. We cannot. I see that they're going to set the traps. They're going to be physical. They got Hudson-Odoi and Antony Langa. They're going to hit the diag balls. They're going to try to get in behind. They are going to be quite good on the corners. But Gibbs White is a big player. He's the guy on the ball. He's the one who gets that on that quality. But yeah, if he doesn't play, then I don't know who. Maybe Anderson takes more of a responsibility to be the playmaker tomorrow. Yeah, but they've got a couple of guys on the bench, and what I like about it, he uses people of the bench that still work. Like I said, off the ball. The reason why they're third is because off the ball, nobody works harder than them. I've seen this season in the Premier. Off the ball, the work. Elanga, he's got Elanga, Hudson-Odoi going back, like literally. And if they're gonna score a goal, do not be surprised if it's Antony and Elanga tomorrow.
No. So before we go to the Q&A,
way, also sometimes they do play Elanga down the middle as well. So remember that
it could happen tomorrow. Yes,
they play Elanga down the middle with his pace. He plays on the shoulder and is very clever with his movement.
I think it'd be a nice rotation between the four of them. Whoever plays, if it's Hudson-Odoi or Gibbs White, Silva, Elanga, I think they'll rotate.
Before we go to the Q&A, get your questions in. I just want to go a quick round around the panel and ask you guys your score predictions for tomorrow. Boombaye, you want to go first?
I'm going to go for a 3-1 United.
Yeah, and if you have any goal scorers, feel free.
Bruno will score just for Nuruddin and for Ben. He might give you one each. You never know. I think Garnacho will score.
Højlund?
Yeah, why not? If he's listening, go on, Rasmus. Get a goal. Get a header for us.
He scored for Denmark against Portugal in the first leg. So, yeah. Stu?
I think we'll take it as well, 1-0. And I think Højlund will net. I think he'll score.
Oh, that would be nice.
I think we'll win 1-0.
Okay.
Kill it, Dino. Kill the vibe.
I don't see. Well, I'll welcome a win, and I'll be happy to be silenced. But I think I don't see Manchester United winning this game. I see a draw.
1-1, 0-0.
I think it might be a dull game.
0-0.
I hope it's not. I hope it's not. But it could be a very dull game. No, I think there'll be a goal. I think there'll be a score draw. 1-1.
1-1. Okay, so we have 2 wins and 1 draw, and I would go with. I think it will be a low-scoring game. I have a sneaky feeling that it will be similar to the previous games against Nuno Espirito Santos. The Wolves games, we usually lose 1-0, and Ruben Neves scores on a shot from outside the box. So either 1-0 or 1-0. So it's a tough one, but 1-0 Man United. 1-0, and we will struggle, but 1-0. That's my take. And Yalem Almin comes in with 2-1 Forest. Neil comes in with 3-1 Forest, and the Wootinator comes in and say 3-2 United with the Bruno double. So I think people are a little bit scared of this Forest team, and anything can happen tomorrow. I don't expect us to win, but guys, girls, we are 1 minute 40 into the show, 1 hour 40 into the show, so it's time for Q&A. So let me just play the jingle and
play the jingle
into the right place. So where's the jingle? Here's the Q&A jingle.
What a great jingle, Jarvis. Thanks to everybody who sent questions in. There's quite a few of them already. Just a quick ones. 185 watching. I don't know what likes are on. Actually, I've not looked, but please can you like, subscribe, and press the notifications bell. It will help us with the algorithm, and it will help us with our subscribers. We'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers sooner rather than later, and we can continue to bring you more content. We've got loads planned, as you know. We're going to be doing a match tactical breakdown from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and maybe the early 2000s. So keep getting your nominations in. 1979 seems quite popular FA Cup final at the moment, amongst others. So get them in, and we will bring those to you over the next few weeks. And Keith Hackett will also be joining us, I think, next week, actually. I'm just still trying to just pin him down to a couple of dates. Got loads of questions. Let's fire straight into it. Trevor's, as always, did you miss me at the weekend asking for a friend? I did notice you weren't there Friday, Trevor, and I did say to Jarvis, where's our old mate? And you didn't text me, you didn't write. I was worried about you over the weekend. In fact, I was getting almost close to delirium. I was that worried about you. I was on to Jarvis. Jarvis was telling me it's okay. He hasn't forgotten about you. He had to calm me down. So thank God you're all right, Trev. Great to have you, mate. Great to have you.
Big up, Trev.
Yeah, we love
True love, man.
Yeah.
Love
Jamie.
is in the air. Da, 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 da. Love is in the air.
It is. We all make Trev. Jarvis, to you, or to the panel, actually. We'll go around on this one. Jamie Wayne says, to the panel, has Antony found his level, or are we just really bad? We'll start with you, Jarvis, and go to Nuruddin, and then finish with Bombay.
I haven't seen many games. I've just seen the highlights when it comes to Antony, but I'm happy that he's doing well, but it's a different league. The tempo in the Spanish league is much lower, and they take their time in the build up, and it suits Antony much better. When Antony played under Ten Hag in this Man United, Ten Hag, it was more about basketballification back and forward, and it didn't suit Antony at all. But now they are more thorough in their build up. So, and we know Antony likes to play the ball, short passes. We saw him under Amorim when he came in, small cameos, but we know what he liked to do when he played with Ahmad. So for me, yeah, Antony he's found his level, but I'm not sure if it's a step down level, but it's a different tempo, it's a different league. So that's my answer.
Okay,
it's very interesting. Some players suit different leagues. Different players suit different leagues. Different players suit a club, like Betis, who they don't have a lot of the baggage that Manchester United have. The baggage that is around, and last 12 years, nobody's been fully consistent being there, has come in and has improved or become where they are. I thought his first season he did well. Second season, with whatever was happening with his ex-partner and everything else, with Ten Hag and everything, I actually thought he looked good on the system when he played out wide with Ahmad. And he's in this system, you need players who can keep the ball. And he's quite press resistant, like Jarvis says. He likes to play short spaces. He likes short distances in terms of where he wants to pass the ball and get it and receive it. But somehow it didn't happen, and I'm happy for it because he's still a young footballer. Regardless, he's still a young footballer, and I'm happy for him. But yeah, he's one of the biggest flops at Manchester United in terms of the money we spent on him. I think he gave everything in his game, but I just think the Premier League, he didn't kick on and improve. I've never known a player to telepath what he's going to do, where he's going to pass, or where he's going to shoot. It was that cutting inside and then try to bend it into the fab. I mean, he is the most telepathic, in terms of how to let everybody know. I'm in the stadium when there's Stu, I'm sure you've been there, but you know what he's going to do. So how is this element of surprise? But Manchester United don't do development. They don't do. I think Antony might become a really good player 3-4 years time, but he'll have to develop a lot more and have more variation to his game. But in terms of the heart and the fight and stuff like that, I never questioned that. I've never questioned that. What I question is that the quality in the last third.
I think actually it's been played on the left sometimes also for Betis.
He's done
Just
both,
on the
yeah.
right.
Play left or right, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of their players are saying they want to do GoFundMe to try to keep him. You know, so and also sometimes players are on loan. Yes, honestly, that's what they said.
Yeah, really interesting. Yeah,
yeah, players who are on loan sometimes they go through this romance of this kind of what do you call it, honeymoon period. Once the move becomes permanent, you know, now as everything is positive, everything's, you know, if he dips a couple of games or if he gets injured, it comes back, and when he come back, all of those things. I think Antony, I'll never say that, I'll never call that his heart or, you know, aggression, but I just think for where United are, he didn't have the right, we're not the right football club to develop and to really significantly improve and do one-to-one developmental plan with a player like him to really want to kick on. Because his game for the 2 years that he's been here almost was, for me, too predictable. Very predictable. Very easy to. Once you're very predictable as an attacking footballer, unless what you're doing is so effective, you don't need to change it. You know, like Renat, you know what I mean? Like, then it becomes like it's easy to defend against. Because it's so basic, it looks very basic. It looks very, you know, dependable. Yeah. But I do agree that open wide spaces was not football for him. That's not for him. His football is for a team that keeps possession of the football, and then he goes out wide. He likes to, you know, short passes, try to get into areas.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for that, Nuruddin. And Bumby.
Yeah, good player. Really nice character. Really like him. Works hard, never questioned the endeavour, his aggression. I just think Antony, it's a age-old case of Manchester's not for this guy. He did an interview, he spoke about, you know, he really likes the environment, the sunshine, the Mediterranean climate. It's a little bit more accustomed to the Brazilian type thing for him. Manchester, you know, it's a little bit mundane, and we're trying to do things. We put a little bit of a chokehold on. He's a flair player, Antony. He likes to express himself. It's not always the best thing to do, but at Betis, he seems to be getting away with it. So maybe it is the right fit. The right fit can also be interpreted as maybe the right level. When I say level, it's no disrespect to Spanish football, not at all, or Betis. It's that we can afford certain things that Man United have to not afford if they want to be where they're supposed to be. So with Antony, I'm really happy that he's happy because I like him as a personality, as a player. You know, and he's got quality. I really think he's got some quality, and he is going on the outside now for Betis. When I've watched him, he's trying to do Antony's thing. For us, it was a little bit stifled, and some players. I'm just going to finish off with Jack Grealish has gone to City. I'm a big fan. He's won everything, but Jack Grealish went to a team where he plays inhibited. He's part of a collective system, and there's a rigidity to it. Some players are like birds, man. They're not meant to be caged. For Villa, you see him breaking lines, driving the ball from deep, taking one or two players on, you know, winning a foul, getting the team up there, cutting inside, playing through the middle. There's so many things he has to his game. But at City, I know why they bought him. And in last season, he did his job when they won the treble. He played an important part of that, especially in the last third of the season. But it's not quite the fit. They took away from Jack Grealish, the Jack Grealish that you enjoy to watch for me. And I think maybe Antony suffers from a bit of that. You know, some players, you see it many times, they come Manchester, you know, let's be real, the weather's awful. It's cold for 8 months of the year. It's raining. And now he's in Betis, Spain, you know, sun. It helps. And he said it himself. So absolutely, I hope he smashes it. And if he goes, I hope he does really well. If he stays and, you know, he wants to fight for his place and we give him a chance, great.
Okay, super, Jamie. We did get round to answering your question, buddy. So hope you're still watching. Couple of quick yes/no questions. It's a yes or no answer. This question: do we keep or sell Luke Shaw, Jarvis?
Yes. 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 Sell. Sell. Sell.
Okay, Nuruddin. Nuruddin. Do we keep or sell Luke Shaw? Yes
Shaw?
or no? Yeah.
Bloody hell. It's not even we asking. I called this guy out 6 years ago, 5 years ago. I nearly got into fisticuffs with somebody in the stadium. And I told everybody about his new contract. I was telling everybody I saw this. I saw the T-shirt. You know, I got the T-shirt. I've seen the movie before. People were all coming for me saying I've got something personal against him. I said he'll turn it on when he wants to try to get that contract.
Which he did.
And then he'll go back to where he is when he, go back to where he's taking the piss out of the football club.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Luke Shaw fan. I loved it when we signed him. I thought he was mint under Van Gaal. Get rid of him now. Even if he was Paolo Maldini now, I need him available. What's the point? And he's on a lot of money. Get him gone, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Jarvis, Bombaye, while mentioning Grealish, I think Jarvis looks like his dad.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Get him bloody signed up here, Jarvis, man. Let him off the leash.
Question: if United win the Europa League, will Stu show us his Mancini collection? I'll think about that one, Trev, but potentially the answer to that is yes. Right, Rich has put a good question in. Hi, Rich. Thanks for joining us, mate. Bruno rumours. How much is a fair price for him? Bombay, start with you.
Can you put a price on oxygen?
Wow.
Now, look, Bruno, how much is a fair price for Bruno? I don't know. What is it now? 30, 31?
It's 31, isn't he, this year, I think?
30, 31 this year. Don't know, 40, 50 million. 40, if you were going to actually sell this, I don't know, maybe somebody will pay more than 50. But I don't know. It's not going to go massive only because of the age,
No.
That's if you were to sell him. What would I be happy with? I think a fair price would be at 50, which is not bad going considering we paid 47 for him.
His market value is 55 million euros, according to Transfermarkt.
There you go.
Now, don't worry, he's worth 150 according to Bombay.
I just said 50.
I think if we could get
Amorim quote coming out that Bruno will still be here when we try to win the league. The literal quote, apparently. Honestly.
Yeah, it was a quote, yeah, he did say it. Yeah, he said...
if you want to get towards winning the Premier League and make forward strides, you need a player like that here.
Yes,
he's been through the shit. This guy here,
maybe somebody else.
All the managers.
But yeah, he said he's not going anywhere, and he's told him he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Some fans who do not like Bruno are hammering it out already.
Well, we have another question then, which is related to that, and that is.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
I can't hear you, Stu.
We hear you, yeah.
Stu, we can hear you loud and clear. Jarvis, we can hear you. Dino, we can hear you.
1 2 1 2.
You okay? All good?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, quick question then, leading on. So, Nuruddin, we'll give this one to you. If Bruno leaves and we get 90 million, what would we, or who do we replace him with? And that's to the whole panel, but we'll start with Nuruddin and we'll quickly go around.
Can't wait to hear this one.
We did cover this on.
Let's hear it.
Who do we replace him with? Cunha.
Yeah. Yes, that was mine as well. So I'm looking at
90 million. I'll add another maybe 10 million and try to tempt Crystal Palace, and or even Nottingham Forest. I'll get Anderson, or what's the other kid who plays for Crystal Palace?
Wharton,
yeah. And then I'll get Cunha or Wharton, but mainly Anderson, I think.
Cunha for me.
But Cunha and Anderson, the 90 million.
Get Anderson. I'll be up for Anderson. Jarvis? Or beside Berge, actually, I'll be interested in Berg.
Jarvis,
Yes.
Jarvis, you go and get that guy from Sporting that you showed me.
You think Morten Hjulman or are we talking about?
That
Yeah.
Morten Hjulman brother you got me onto.
I think
looks
he's
like
good.
a player.
I like him.
Can I just say something? Tonight, they bought the Georgian, the guy who's playing midfield for Georgia. Brilliant player. He had a brilliant Euros. Sporting Lisbon have signed that guy tonight. They're going to sign him in the summer, 25 million euros from the French team he plays for. So that Morgan might be moving on.
So might be up for grabs then, yeah.
Yeah, they signed a midfield player.
Yeah, I would take Hjulman or and definitely would take Sander Berge. I think he's.
I know you would.
Yeah,
I know you would.
But we all know this. But let's dream a little bit. So I want to sign Vitinha. He's one of my favorite players.
Wow,
that's a dream. That is.
Yeah.
You might as well go.
He's a beautiful footballer. How elegant, brilliant on the ball.
You may as well add Edison on top of that one, Jarvis. There's your cherry on the top of that.
If you sell Bruno and bring in Vitinha as the deep lying playmaker, that would be.
Well, Vitinha, imagine Vitinha is a long lost Manchester United fan. He dreams to play for United.
Is it really?
No, I'm just saying to you, if he wins the Champions League with Paris Saint-Germain this season, maybe he'll be like,
anything else. And they've got a great chance. PSG, he's got them. He's got them to win it. Some brilliant stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah, that Vitinha, I swear, I think, Jav, you told me, you mentioned Vitinha, and I watched the first leg, second half. I was like, whoa. Then I tuned in for the second leg. Fell in love with the player, man.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Playing a different game to everybody else. Ran the show. Just demolished Liverpool.
Yeah. He did the same City as well, didn't he?
Quality, man.
Yeah. He's the heart and soul of that team.
Boxing straight talk. Great question as always. Nuruddin, one quick one for you on this one. When's Luke Shaw's contract up? Still got 2 years left, hasn't he?
2 years. I'm mistaken.
Wow.
I think it's 2 more years.
He's got 2 more years. Yeah, I heard that as well. So, Wendy, I hope that one answers your question. There is a very good question from Bath Time. I hope you're still in the chat, Bath Time. Jarvis, we'll start with you on this one. Bath Time. I'm not that familiar with wing backs, but I go mental as a 6 when my fullbacks get ahead of me in build up. Are wing backs allowed to get higher up than the pivot in build up? Straight answer is yes. But Jarvis, maybe you can explain.
No, not in this Amorim system. No.
It's about time. It's all about time.
And this is one of the things that we have changed now, because in the beginning you saw especially Luke Dallow playing the wing back way too high, way too early.
I think he's talking about wing backs in general.
Yeah, but in general, but under this Amorim system now, I think the timing is so much better. Look at Dorgu, for example, in was it the Leicester game when he had an assist, or the penalty situation? I think it was
penalty situation.
Yeah, and it's all about timing and when you start to run. But you have to, as Beth I mentioned, you can't get ahead of the number 6, the pivot. Because you have to have the room in front of you and attack it. You don't want to stand there and wait for the ball because it's too soon. So you want to preserve the space in front of you. You don't want to use it.
Okay, Bombaye, do you want to add to that?
Depends on the system that you play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you're playing as just a normal left back, you've got to be, it's a risk when you go up, and obviously you need to communicate if you are going up, and naturally sometimes the flow of the game takes you ahead. If you just race ahead, drop a shoulder, take a man on, and just cut inside, do whatever you're doing, but it has to be communicated. I'm going, cover. Don't just vacate the whole place. But in this system, as Jarvis was saying, that was one of the things I mentioned earlier, Jarvis. Like, that's a good thing. I was seeing those fullbacks and Ahmad, and now you're saying maybe we're cutting that out in the interest of the balance and the safety, a little bit more conservative in the build-up. Yeah, fair. Well, fair enough so far. I mean, this last spell before the international break was good. So I'm still learning here. I don't have the answers bath time. I'm still learning about what we're doing. It seems to change, but the changes have been positive. I think we all agree we feel and we see a little bit more clearly what's happening here, and it just seems a little bit more organic. And like they're getting hang of it.
The subtle advantage of it is if you push your fullback higher than your 6, it stops the square pass. And the square pass is way, way easier to cut out if you're the opposition than a diagonal pass. And that's why sometimes you will see your 2 wing backs or your 2 fullbacks higher than your deep line 6. It's the only reason. So you cut out the square ball.
Okay.
It's the only reason. But Jarvis is right. In Amorim's system, he doesn't like that. So you have to start then. The wing back will have to start behind the 6. Again, you want to cut out as much as you can the square pass.
Mm-hmm.
Big up Stephanie Griffith there.
Big up, Steph.
Big up, Steph. Good to see you. Trevor, good old Trevor's come up with a really good question. Are we excited about the talent coming through from the youth squads? Who wants to take that one?
I'll do.
Yeah,
they need a lot of development. I watched them tonight. Tyler Fletcher, the other Fletcher, both of them really good footballers. They've definitely got careers. The kid that's got signed, and I did a bit of the video. That's what I meant to do a video about today. He actually came on as a sub, and he looked quite good in some parts, but it was a struggle because the way Villa defend, Villa made it really tough to penetrate them. Bindo Momento, is that his name? Let me just see. Let me have a look at my research now.
I believe it's Moment something, isn't it?
Yeah, Memento.
The lads were talking about it Friday.
Yeah, he is he's apparently he's getting a 4-year contract. He can play today. Actually, he came on as a right winger. He's left-footed, predominantly left-footed, and I thought 1-on-1s is quite good. And then because players will start dropping with cramp, he filled in as a right back because Kunkunku got substituted, so he filled in as a right back. Left back. He filled in as a left back. They did get in behind him a bit, but he is touted to be one of the wing backs, and he's supposed to be our Kwanda, but Kwanda is a bit more stronger, more physical. Kwanda's played big man football for a long time, more than him. But yeah, he's still very slight. He's still only 17, I think. He's gonna, but apparently he signed a 4-year contract.
Okay, cool.
I do think it is a very risky ploy because Manchester United have never done anything with youngsters other than the Busby Babes. It's always been surrounded by brilliant mixture of experienced, superb players and youngsters. Those combination is really good. But just with youngsters look into other youngsters for experience in games.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't help. Jarvis, you got anything? Any answer for Trev?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think we have a lot of good youngsters, and we haven't seen them all. This Diego Leon guy, we signed him
comes in the summer,
Paraguay or Uruguay, and I see a lot of these youngsters that are coming up now. Actually, look really well. They look really good. We saw yesterday the City guy who came up. I think it was the left winger or left. Yeah. He played really well. So you see a lot of these guys coming up, and they looked really, really well educated in football and in every aspect of the game, coming up at a young age. So
City are a very stable football club, Jarvis. Yeah. Manchester United are not. Manchester United have not improved any of the young players in the last 12 years.
Yeah. Jamie, not McAtee, the other guy who had
the left wing.
He scored. Did he score?
Riley or whatever his name, something Riley.
Yeah.
Something. He set up 2 goals. He set up the 2 goals.
Set up 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm excited, and I don't think we will see them all come through, but I think a lot of these guys will come through. Right now, I think Collier is probably the one that I would bet money on because I think he's closest to being a regular starter.
I think he's a first-team player now, so he's
but not a regular starter yet. But I think he will probably.
He has to kick on. He has to kick on and add the other side of his game. For this, this is a big pre-season for Collier. Big pre-season. But I just want to say quickly, Trevor, come back on that. Manchester United do not develop players. I've seen talent come here and die. You want to be honest. Call me negative all you want. The evidence is there. The data is in.
Okay.
Players also want to develop, but you have to give the players a chance by keeping them strict, bringing them in, taking them out, bringing them in, taking them out, physically developing them, helping them how to strategize to take care of their lives outside of football, stability, really investing to really develop footballers. Obviously, a lot of it has to come from them, but you have to put the foundations and a developmental plan in place.
Totally agree. Trev, that answers your question. Cass, big up Cass, if you're still watching. Bombardier, one for you. Can we swap Højlund for Isak plus cash? I thought I'd always give you the challenge.
Are we Isak talk? Are we for Isak?
Well,
Well,
suggests we are.
Well, I mean, Cass, you'll get no comeback from me. Not, at any rate. I think Alexander Isak is fantastic, just all round, really, really good. So, if that is a possibility, it always hurts. It might surprise you, but I actually like Rasmus. I want him to do well, but it's taking a bit of time, and imagining Isak in there is a different proposition to the team. So if that was a possibility, it would hurt, but it's the right thing to do. To have an Alexander Isak up front it changes Manchester United.
Absolutely. No, it does. Something we spoke about a bit earlier, but I agree. We've got a couple of good questions, so we're just going to quickly go around the panel. One word answer. Who does Collier replace? Jarvis.
In this team, Casemiro for me. But I think sometimes he can even play. I think that he's running off the ball is really good. I really think that. I think he just needs to work on the decision. The touch, touch is something you can work on.
Touches. Yeah, agreed.
I think you can develop that, but it's about developing the players to improving them. The only coach in the last 12 years that actually improved players when they were coming in and did it tangibly was Van Gaal. Nobody's improved anybody. I don't personally believe anyway.
Good old Louis. Jarvis, Collier to replace?
I will be a little bit controversial on this. It's not the same as me wanting Kobe out, but I think Collier will replace Kobe Mainoo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Kobe Mainoo will be sold. I just have a gut feeling that he will be sold this summer to raise cash, and I think Collier will replace.
Some kind of issue there, doesn't there? I tend to agree. Yeah. Bombardier?
I think they're both right. You could say Casemiro because of the age, but I was one of the first that said I fear for Kobe under Amorim, surprisingly. And Jarvis might, unfortunately, have there's some credence to what he's saying.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I think you're right. Good question at bath time. And here's another one, which is a really good question for you three. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you 30 seconds.
Luke Shaw. I'm going to go with Luke Shaw. He's one.
Yeah.
Bruno.
I would probably say Bruno.
Harry was signed under Ole, so
I would say Lindelof.
Yeah,
Lindelof. Yes, that's right.
Lindelof and Diego Dalot.
Yeah, both signed under Mourinho. Yeah.
So it's Lindelof, Dalot, and
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw. Yeah. Bath time. Let us know if that is correct. We've got that a bit easier. I thought we might struggle with that one, but anyway.
The sub goalkeeper. I mean, obviously he came back. He was there then.
Tom Heaton.
Tom Eaton.
You know about Tom Eaton? Yeah. Romero would have been.
No.
Yeah. That's the only other person I can think about. But everybody else,
Interesting. Let us know in the comments on that bath time, see if we are correct.
Yeah, he said it's correct there.
Right, yeah. All right, brilliant. Final question from Trev. Final question. What era would you love to go back to and watch United as a fan?
Early 90s. After we won the first league game. Sorry, after we won the first Premier League after 25 years. That
Early
Paul
90s.
Parker, Paul Ince, Roy Keane, midfield, Cantona, Hughes, Konchesky's gigs was something to be 94 team. Boy, oh boy, I really enjoyed watching that. I remember we scored a goal and I think it was 20 passes. I think it was like 20 something passes. We scored a goal. One of my favorite.
Was that against
goals.
Norwich?
I used to have a DVD. Was it a DVD or a videotape? United, that 94 team. And one of the goals, I think everybody had 20 different passes. And we scored.
Oh, that was against Wimbledon, wasn't it? Sellers Park.
Was it Sellers Park? Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis Irwin.
Yeah.
Good.
20 something goal.
Green and gold kit. Green and gold kit.
We went down one side, came back the other way, went out the other side, came back inside, and then the goal. Yeah.
One of my favourite goals of that league winning season. One of my favourite goals in that league winning season was away to Norwich. Eric Cantona. We were at the one-touch football between Giggs, Ince, Konchesky, Cantona. Absolutely phenomenal. For me, because I'm a bit older than you guys, I'd love to have been around in the 60s to watch the Holy Trinity of Lord Best and Charlton. That would have been, I'd have absolutely, I'd have loved to watch them. That's the era I would have liked to have watched. Bombay.
I'd probably go 2005 to like 2010. See the Michael Carrick, the advent of Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo. Then we had Berbatov coming into the fray. That kind of, we were really, Tevez, man. We were really in our pomp. Rio, Vidic. Do you know what I mean? That was for me just powerful, beautiful, mint. Loved every bit of it. There's so much though you could go back to. One guy that I would always, my uncle speaks about this guy. And sometimes you look at your uncle because he's, in his 70s, 80s, and you think, he don't know what he's talking about. But end of the day, he saw them play and he saw these guys play. So if I say to somebody today, R9's better than this Ronaldo, they start laughing. I get it. It's normal. But Duncan Edwards is a guy, man. It's like a mythical figure that I've seen some highlights, and I would like to have seen that because with him, you get a little bit of the Charlton as well, and that Busby Babes type of thing, and it seemed like a time when things were nice, man.
He was
Danny,
a player.
Danny. I used to work at a place. Danny Boyle, the director, said,
"Wow, Danny Boyle."
Everybody had a Bible, and in that Bible, in that era, you'd find a picture of the Busby Babes in it. Do you know what I mean? That was people in that time. They just loved those boys. And that team wasn't just made up of people from Salford and Manchester. You had, people from the Black Country, from everywhere, man. It was just a nice, pure time. And when I heard Bobby Charlton, rest in peace, speak about it, he just said, I was in paradise with my friends. And that, to me, for somebody like me, is just a beautiful thing, But I only go to the 2005 to the 2010 because that covers one of my favorite players of all time, Wayne Rooney. It covers, a real beautiful period where we were laden with quality, man. The bench was terrifying, even, and we were just knockout. 3 Champions League finals in 4 years. We won 1. And we lost 2 to arguably the best team ever assembled. So that for me is my era, man. That's why, because I lived through that.
No, I can live with that. Jarvis, the final words with you.
Well, I have to agree with Northern, but I think it's because my age. If I was older, I would go back to the 70s or mid 80s, but late 80s, maybe right before we became a title winning team. That would be some great moments to live through. And
We had the best kits back then as well, best kit
we,
designs.
we did, and the when we won the FA Cup final and the Cup Winners' Cup final, the moment right before that, with
Sparky
that team,
Hills,
yeah. I think that would be nice to see, and I would also like to go back just to try to experience the old Trafford experience. Not the way it is today, and
No, I agree.
it would be something special, But good question.
I chose an
Great
era.
question.
That's what I chose.
Yeah.
Before the Vultures took over Manchester United.
No, that's true. Barman, if you go to Manchester United's website, you should be able to see the.
But we'll just talk about Bruno and his links to Real Madrid, basically, but nothing controversial.
Guys, that's it for the Q&A. Thank you very, very much. 189 of you watching. Please like and subscribe to the video. Press the bell for the notifications. Also, follow Nuruddin and United Real Therapy channel. You'll be able to see Jarvis and Bumbaye on there as regulars. And I might see if I can get an invite myself next week and come and join the gang, because I do watch quite a lot. I watch you guys quite a lot. I have it in the background when I'm doing some work or whatever. But please also go and follow, subscribe and like to hit the notification bell to Nuruddin's channel as
Yeah, big on people. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. The only other comment that's coming out of the Amorim is that Ahmad will be back sometime this season. We'll play a game.
Yeah.
Sandy.
We knew that.
Yes.
Before we end the show, I just want to bring this one up while we are on memory lane for you guys. And I want you to, together mention as many players as you can. It's a blurry photo, but let's give it a go.
So let's start. Paulin.
Crikey, Inches there, Giggs is there, Owens there.
Okay, let's just start up to the left here.
That's Sharpie, that is.
Dion Dublin.
Yeah.
Schmeichel. Les
Seeley, yeah. Eric
Cantona.
Pallister.
Yeah. And who's this guy? I think it's
Bruce. No, that's not Bruce. Bruce is there.
Yeah, that's not Bruce.
Bruce is three from the left of that guy.
Mark Hughes.
Yeah.
Is that Hughesy?
Yeah, it's Hughes. Yeah.
That's Hughesy.
Yeah.
Is that Hughesy?
Yeah, that's Hughesy.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that.
Fergie. That's Fergie. Yeah.
Who's
Dennis
that guy?
Irwin.
No, that's not Dennis Jones. Dennis Jones is the front row.
Yeah, that's Is that Mickey Phelan?
Mickey Phelan is on the other side. It's next to Fergie's son.
Oh, Phelan's, yeah, he's next up. Yeah, so you've got Darren Ferguson, Bruce.
I don't know.
Look, the comments are coming in.
Lee Martin
are coming in with some good stuff. Clayton Blackmore, Lee Martin. Yeah.
Lee Martin.
That's Lee
Or is it
Martin.
Russ Beesmore?
We've got Beardsmore. That's definitely Bruce. That is Steve Bruce, mate.
That's definitely Bruce. That's Darren Ferguson. And that's definitely
Darren Ferguson.
That's Phelan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Phelan, yeah.
That's Brian Kidd.
That's Kanchelskis.
Is that Lee Martin?
No,
Lee Martin, I think Lee Martin.
Or is that Kanchelskis? That's Kanchelskis, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Kanchelskis. Yeah.
That's Kanchelskis, yeah.
Ince,
Paul Ince,
Irwin,
Robson, Ryan McClare.
Yeah. Giggsy.
Giggs.
Quinton Fortune,
yeah.
and Paul
Parker.
I don't know who that guy. I don't know who the one.
He's the guy there on the right.
The one to Brian McClare is.
No, it's Wallace. No, Wallace. The Wallace brothers. Wallace.
Danny Wallace.
Yeah.
Wallace. Yeah, that's Danny Wallace.
Yeah.
And that's Ryan Giggs next to him, between him and
Paul, and then Paul Parker. Who's the one above Paul Parker then?
Who's that guy?
Yeah, who was
Lee
that?
Martin,
Somebody's Lee Martin. Or
It's Lee Martin. It's Lee Martin. Must be.
I told you, yes.
Well done, Nura.
Get it.
Well done, Nura.
Get
Well
him.
done. Well
got
done.
it.
Jarvis has quality.
Yeah.
Danny Wallace, man, I forgot
Yeah, it's
totally
Danny
about
Wallace,
Danny
yeah.
Wallace. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
brilliant.
But they were,
This
I think
is
they were
my
3
favourite team.
twins.
Majority of this is my favourite team who plays.
All got
in
black
Man United.
boots, lads. All got black boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adidas.
Loads of Puma Kings there. Loads of Kings.
Yeah, man.
And looks like some ASICs. Paul Parker with ASICs by looks of it.
Yeah, they look. That's the logo.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Jav. Good finish.
Nicely done, Jarvis. I like that.
Yes.
That's brilliant, that was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always try to bring in some retro
No,
things.
Yeah,
well,
that's
it's
good.
important. It's important that we remember the history of our club.
It is, and I promised Jamie Wayne that I was going to bring up this player, Matteo.
Yes.
When we talked about strikers, Jamie Wayne brought this guy up. So let's
He
have a
did.
look. Matteo Retegui, I think his name is.
Ooh.
He's 25 years old, 26 almost, Argentinian. 22 goals in 28 games so far this season.
Right.
That's
Atlanta.
pretty good.
That's Atlanta, of course. He loves Edison, doesn't he, Jamie Wayne?
If you're banging
And-
goals like that in Italy for Atlanta, you've got to be
If
doing
you
Right.
look at his stats, a lot of greens, non-penalty goals, 91 percentile. So he's top 90 in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So yeah, it looks like a massively good striker.
Okay.
Probably cost too much. Compare him to Patrick Schick or Alexander Sørloth. So yeah,
Well, Sørloth, he's playing quite well, isn't he, for Madrid at the minute? He's scoring. I'm not so sure about Schick.
nah, I think he's been injured a long time.
You know, Lewandowski's on that list.
Yeah. Well, it looks good. It looks good. Good tip, Jamie Wayne. Thank you.
Good, great
Thank you.
tip, Jamie. Perhaps we ought to have a look into
Big
it.
up Jamie
John.
Wayne.
Great stuff. Well, what a great show, Jarvis, mate. Just over
Yes.
2.5 hours coming up to.
Massive show. We talked about before the stream. We were just going to do a short one today because we have a stream tomorrow. But
Well,
when we get
you know,
going,
when we get going, we can't stop, can we? Neriden and Bobby, brilliant guests. You can't
once
stop.
you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it does help,
So-
doesn't it, though, with having two great guests? I mean, you know, two ballers of football knowledge, two teammates as well, I believe. So,
Yeah. Oh my God,
man.
Stu, you would have chinned him if you ever
Oh,
played
cut
with him.
the shit, man.
really?
I had to wait for him to mature. Oh my God. Oh, head down. He had quick feet. Head down, boom, boom. Like he had that. All I remember is his feet. He used to do that skill where he used to knock the ball,
Oh, God, I
like,
hate
bam,
that.
bam, and then he's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had that acceleration. Like he used to get the ball on, bam, bam, and then he's gone. But yeah, oh my God.
Yeah.
The screaming matches for him to get him in position.
I'd have to done the pretend trip into you, Bombay. I'd have pretended to stand on my own toe and then fall into you to stop you.
Yeah,
I'd have
That's
had to done-
Nuruddin's. That's when Dino comes in for us.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, that's how it is. That's what we don't
I
have.
speak more physical, yeah, but he
Yeah.
he had to learn as he got older. He learned how to help out and be active off the ball. He used to just say, "Give me the ball." That's what he about.
But I produced.
Yeah, that's it. I know you did.
What's about?
But football is just other than being producing. You have to help out, and at times you just be like,
Listen, a lot of it is possible because he
and I'm
held the shit
I'm
together
spitting
back there.
kittens. I'll be effing and bloody. What are you doing? Get back! What? Yeah.
That's how it should be.
But that's
Yeah, we used to
I'm just
get
laughing.
along with
You know,
When we
I
were
don't know
9
what else
years
to
old
do.
on the street till 12 o'clock at night in the summer.
Tortured
Yeah.
talent, Bombay. Tortured talent. That's how I describe it. Tortured talent. Although I still get
Man,
I
you
still
know
get
what,
pissed off
honestly,
today if players run down a blind alley for whatever reason. I go fucking. I'm livid. I'm
Yeah.
He was the original Mr. Blind Ali. That was invented for him. He used
I'm
to
starting
wanna
now,
take
hasn't
the whole
I?
team. He used to want to count defenders. He used to do this. You know the Beardsley? He used to have the Beardsley bit like that. You know, that bit of like on balancing people. He used to do that, yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh man.
Oh dear.
Yeah, man. Good.
It's been a great show, guys.
It's been a great
Thank
show.
you,
Thanks for
everybody,
joining
for
me.
thank you, Boombaye, for
Really
coming on the
appreciate it.
show. Thank you, Noradin.
No, thanks for having us, man.
Always,
Big up everyone in
great
the
to have you
chat.
on, guys.
Really
Stephanie
good.
Griffiths,
Please subscribe to
just
the
to
channel.
rinse Bombay one more time. The Daily
please.
Blind Alley.
Please get off Twitter and come and subscribe to the channel and watch it on YouTube. Help to support the channel.
Yes, please.
Yes, and I have to say, guys and girls, I have to give it to the Devilish Tacticos, the guys and girls who are tuning in. You
Amazing.
know,
Amazing.
you're actually doing a great job for the channel. I'm so grateful that you actually tune in every Monday and watch us. You know, and we're different. We're not like every other channel. We do long podcasts. We talk about football. We call it as we see it. We're not always right, but we try to keep it genuine and you guys who are watching are also genuine. So I'm so happy that you are part of the Devilish Tacticals and the Tactical Devils. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And if you haven't, smash the like. Please do us a favor. And if you're watching this in rerun, subscribe to the channel if this is your first time. And leave a comment in the non-live section. Give me your score prediction for the game tomorrow. Boombaye said 3-1. Said, Noradin said 1-1, and Stu said 1-0 United, and I said 1-0 United. So get your predictions in, and we can talk about it tomorrow after the game, because we will be here with a match reaction. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Trevor Wade, Neil, Boxing Straight Talk, Jamie Wayne, Stephanie Bath Time, all of you special people. I'm so grateful that you are here. So thank you.
And of course, the legend that is Rushmano.
Yes, for gifting us 5 memberships to the community.
Very
Thank you,
grateful.
Rushmano. You are a legend, undoubtedly. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow night. Have a good one, and bye-bye.